Meghan Markle, is she in trouble again? And this time, what for? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the heart of London. Today we are, of course, in the splendour of Kensington Palace. Hope you like the view. It's rather chilly, let me tell you. We've had a lot of mist here this morning, but it really just adds to the atmosphere, for me at least, of the historical place itself. You know, when you think about it, it's an incredible building, Kensington Palace. The home, of course, of so many kings and queens, princesses, and, of course, steeped in royal history. Now, one person who lived here for a very short period was none other than, of course, the former royal known as Meghan Markle. And what has she upset people with this time around? Well, basically the story goes, as we know with Meghan, that she's been accused of trying to upstage the British monarchy's Christmas. Now, as we know, of course, the royal Christmas is already in flummox simply because Our Glorious Majesty the Queen could have problems with her Sandringham event. She had to cancel, of course, the Christmas for all the outer royals, as it's known, just last week. But now this particular story has taken hold. And as ever here on this show, and we always have to say allegedly, we want to take both sides of the story. It all centres upon these pictures where Meghan was spotted out for the first time since the end of November in public. She was out shopping in a local area. Now, what I love about this particular story itself is, of course, then allegedly the coat has sold out because people want to know where it's from. Apparently it's over £300 and they're all inspired by her fashion choice. Don't you just love journalistic sort of savoir-faire when, of course, it gets to the problem of, well, what can we fill the pages with? But more importantly, who took those pictures? Because where they live, in Montecito, of course, it's a very private area. Are there paparazzis waiting around all the time? And when you look at the pictures, they are indeed very clear. So, were they staged pictures? Well, looking at it from both sides of the picture, as we often say here on the show, yes, the pictures are very clear, and it would be very strange if Meghan didn't know that she was being photographed, simply because she looks very much in control. But the other side of the coin is you can't stop paparazzi. It's totally different around the world. Here in Britain there are certain sort of things that we're not allowed to do, and that would be one of them, to rush up and get a very clear picture. Now, of course, there could be telephoto lenses from quite a long way away. Some people who are being rather unkind could be saying, of course, that Harry and Meghan are in cahoots with that particular snapper or indeed celebrity agency. Let me tell you how that works. You contact the celebrity photographer, you do a split deal with them, they sell it to the newspapers, syndicate it around the world, and then you get a quarter or half the money. Of course, you have to pretend you didn't know the pictures were being taken and you were caught off aloof, but of course always looking very glamorous and very much in control. I'm not suggesting for one moment that this is the case, but again, you know, this is how Harry and Meghan could make their money moving forward as celebrities now outside the British monarchy. But the bigger story, of course, is this. Did Meghan decide to go out shopping locally to try and upstage the British royal Christmas? Well, I don't necessarily believe that. I do believe, of course, that they are starved of media attention and they do enjoy it, whichever side you want to look at it upon. The bigger case will be, and the next big royal event over here at least, is on television, when of course His Royal Highness Prince William, alongside the Duchess of Cambridge, Catherine, they will be hosting on television over here on the 24th of December at 7:30 p.m. their now famous Christmas Carol concert from Westminster Abbey. If a story appears on that day, that would of course deflect from that wonderful celebration of Christmas. Now, I'm not suggesting there's going to be a story, but let's just think about that for a moment. If there's some issue of a picture, a Christmas card, or indeed a snatched event, then perhaps people may be a little bit more cynical about that than rather Meghan just being caught out shopping locally. And truly, is now that really news? Neil Sean, Kensington Palace, London.